Will services and the will writing process. Most important document you're ever likely to draw up is a will. You need to have confidence that it's correct. You need to know that it's legal. You need to know it's correct. You need to know it's guaranteed and it's written by a trusted professional, backed by a safety net of a £2 million professional indemnity insurance, that it'll stand up in court and it's a true reflection of your wishes. Anybody can write a will themselves. You don't need a me. You can write it in the back of a beer mat. You can go down to W.H. Smith's or the post office and get a will pack. But they're often wrong and they're easily challenged. I've had the cases for 5 people where I've had to look at their will pack wills that they got from the post office. In every case they'd made a mistake in it and they weren't doing what they thought they'd done. In one case the husband had cut out the wife and was horrified when he found out. If you use a professional, you'll make sure that things like that don't happen. Other professionals are there to write wills as well. Not all of them have as much knowledge as a qualified will writer. Some of them are not going to be around with the new regulations that are being put through the Scottish Parliament. We're going to have to comply to the law, and that's important. And as members of the Institute of Scottish Professional Will Writers, we're very, very grateful that the law has been changed. It will get rid of the cowboys and make things work so much better. It's important you've got somebody with lots of experience that understands, that's passed exams, have got the relevant CPD hours in place, and have at least a £2 million cover for every document they draw up. And all members of the Institute of Scottish Professional Will Writers have that in place. And we're very, very proud of that and find it very, very important. Process is very simple and straightforward to write a will. We visit you at your home and we use our experience to discuss, advise, get your thoughts, get your wishes, and help you put the whole thing together in a legal document that is going to, at the end of the day, provide for your family, for your friends, however you wish to leave things, and make sure that it is legal and correct. Today's wills are very complicated. Families aren't straightforward husband and wife and 2 children. Why should they be? But it means that more things have to be dealt with and more things have to be checked. We do individual solutions for individual problems. We deal with every client individually and make sure that they're looked after properly. Everything I do is strictly confidential, covered under data protection, and I would never ever discuss a case with anybody else, whether I'm helping somebody else in the family, a friend, or anybody else, unless specifically asked to by the client I'm working with at that time. A will needs to be current, it needs to be legal, accurate, and reflect your wishes. We discuss all these things and make sure that what we're going to put on paper for you is exactly what you need and how you need it. All those fiddly bits aren't fiddly, we just need to talk it through and see exactly what you want. Who do you want to have as executors? Close members of the family? Friends? Who's best placed to be able to deal with those relevant things? If your children are in Australia, I suggest it's not necessarily the easiest thing for them to be an executor. You may well want to choose somebody else who's closer to home, and ideally somebody who's younger than you, because hopefully they'll still be around when you're not. Beneficiaries. Who are you going to leave everything to? And in what form, what percentage? When are they going to receive it? Do you have anybody that you're leaving something to who has special needs in any way, shape or form? That can be dealt with and looked after in varying trusts and things that make sure that those people are fully protected. Guardians, if you've got children under the age of 16. Who's the best practical person to look after the children? Are they also the ideal people to look after the money? Or is it better to have other trustees to do that? All these things are discussed. Specific gifts to particular people. Perhaps you've got family medals that came from somebody 3 generations back that always go to the eldest boy. Again, we can make sure that happens without any problem at all. Funeral details. What do you wish to have done? How do you want it to have done? Where do you want your ashes scattered? All the things that the family are unlikely to know about because they're not really the thing you tend to discuss over the dinner table. Letters of wishes. I recommend all my clients write letters of wishes that do the explanation, make the understanding of why you've done the things in the will. Once you're gone, they can't ask, why did you do that? But the letter of wishes will help them fully understand what you want to do and hopefully stop the arguments from happening. We work a strict time frame once we've got the final details from you. And we'll always try and turn wills round within 14 days or longer if it's agreed with you. But if I'm working for somebody in a hospice, etc., we can turn a will round in 24 hours if there's a need. Or somebody's about to fly on holiday, again, we'll try and speed it up if that's the way of doing it for the client. But we'll always wait until you're ready, that you've got all the information, etc. We normally do at least 2 visits, one to offer advice and take instruction, one to do the signing. But we'll do several more if that's what the client needs to fully understand and be able to decide what they wish to do. You're in charge, we're doing our best to help you. Costs. We give you a price list at the beginning of the meeting so you fully understand what the costs are and discuss it through. And it's much, much less than most people think. You can pay by cash, cheque, credit or debit card. There's no VAT because I'm not VAT registered, so consequently you make the saving. Something that you certainly need to think about doing. Please give me a buzz and let's see how I can help.